Good day once again. Mr. Tabo Maupa again on security training. Today I'm going to present module 5, grade D, which is titled Occupational Safety. But before I go into the details of the module, I just wanted to appreciate my followers and the people who actually subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. I reached 100 subscribers. It is quite a milestone for me because at first I didn't believe this is gonna work. But most of the students that came through my class, they were encouraging me to do it. They say, no, Manir, sorry, sir, you have the potential, just try it. But I am seeing now, even the people that are attending classes, they're actually interested in subscribing so that they can follow my channel. Thank you very much. May God bless you. Right. Module 6, grade D, is called Occupational Safety. This module was taken from module 2, grade E, where we did basic occupational safety. If you remember, those who were with me in grade E, which was talking about symbolic safety signs, right? Where we had 5 different types or 5 different categories of symbolic safety signs. We have general information, which is category number 1. Category number 2, fire warning information. Number 3, warning information. 4, prohibitory information. 5, mandatory information. All those signs, they are called symbolic safety signs. They differ because of 3 aspects. Because of the shape, the color of the sign, and the picture. So today we are not going to focus on the signs. We are going to focus on why those signs are being put up or they've been put in place. Basically, it is to avoid accidents from happening. Right. So at grade D, we're gonna start with the accident. Then we do the basic causes of accidents. Then the unsafe acts, human acts that cause accidents, as well as the unsafe conditions which are created so as to eventually cause accidents. Right. Before we go deep into that, let me just start with the aim of this module. The aim of this module is simply to ensure that security officers, they know how to prevent accidents in a safe place. Right? That is occupational safety, taking all the necessary precautions to ensure that accidents do not occur where we are working or in the workplace. All right. Let's go now to the objectives of the module. Objective number 1, you must be able to define the word accident. Objective number 2, you must be able to list unsafe acts. Number 3, you must be able to list unsafe conditions. Objective number 4, you must be able to know or to list the 5 basic causes of accidents. Those are the objectives of the module. Right. Let's start now with the word accident. Its definition. When they say define accident or the definition of accident, it simply means to say what is an accident. Right. The definition of an accident can be defined as an undesirable event caused by unsafe acts or unsafe conditions which result in injury to personnel or damage to property. Even death, accident can also even lead to death. So the definition of an accident, it is an undesirable event often caused by unsafe acts or unsafe conditions which results in injury to personnel or damage to property. That is the definition of an accident. Yes, according to how I know it, and that's how I teach it. Right. This definition of an accident, as we are doing it as security officers, It doesn't end with us. People who are doing safety courses also they do this module, which is called occupational safety, because they're actually dealing with safety. Right. Safety courses and security courses, there are some things that overlap, just like this module. It applies in both professions, security and safety. So they overlap on modules like this when we talk about safety in the workplace. All right. Let's look now at the 5 basic causes of accidents. Even the people doing safety courses, they also do the 5 basic causes of accident. They apply to both professions. Right. Number one is lack of knowledge. Two, physical or mental defect. Three, improper attitude. Four, inadequate work standard. Five, unsafe conditions. Those are the 5 basic causes of accidents. When they say one, lack of knowledge, it simply means if you don't know how to operate machinery, or let's say, for instance, let me give you an example. Somebody see me driving a car, or see a small girl or a small boy, 18 years of age, driving a car. You say, no, man, he's actually younger than me. I can also drive, but he's never driven a car. There's a lot of tricks in there which you must be taught and trained for you to be able to move a vehicle. So obviously, I mean, you're just gonna cause an accident because you don't know how to drive a car. So that is where lack of knowledge fits in as a basic cause of accident. Number two, physical or mental defect. Physical defect is like if there is a job or a work where you are expected to use both hands and then you got one hand. What do you think is going to happen? All the other guys have got 2 hands, or let's say picking up boxes. Do you think somebody with one arm can pick up those boxes? No, they will fall eventually. So that is now physical defect. Mental defect, someone who is out of his mind, someone who is insane, is likely to cause accidents because he is not of sound mind. Number three, improper attitude. Improper attitude. You see somebody driving a forklift in a workshop or in a warehouse, and you think you can just do it just like that. Also, there is a training for even those forklifts or even all that machinery that you see being used in warehouses and factories. So that improper attitude of you thinking you're gonna just do it on a one-day show, you are likely to cause an accident. That is improper attitude. Number four, inadequate work standard. That is now working without the right equipment or with equipment which is not sufficient in order to achieve the required result. You are likely to cause an accident. Right. Number five, unsafe conditions. Unsafe conditions simply meaning to say conditions that are there that are likely to cause an accident, like overcrowding, uneven or slippery floors, right? Overcrowding and even or slippery floors. What else is there? Poorly illuminated areas where it's dark. It's also an unsafe condition. Right. So now let's look. We've seen now the basic causes of accidents, right? Let's go now to the unsafe acts. Because if we refer to the definition, it says an accident can be defined as an undesirable event, often caused by unsafe acts or unsafe conditions, which result in injury to personnel or damage to property. Let's deal with the unsafe acts first, which is actually human behavior. It's caused by human behavior. Right. Acts that are committed by people which cause accidents. Number one, unsafe speed. I give you an example of driving a forklift in a warehouse. At high speed, you can't work like that. You are likely to bump onto staff or people also working in that warehouse, and it causes an accident. Right, that's unsafe speed. Right, and then working without authority. You just go start running a machine, nobody told you to go there. And you are actually scared because what you are doing, you are not supposed to do it. It can also cause accidents. Right? Number three, fooling, teasing, and abusing of machinery. We've seen a lot of people working in warehouses whereby they play with machinery and equipment. So that's fooling and teasing. It can also cause accidents. Right. Then the other thing what people do is sometimes they like to play around, right? And then maybe take something, play with it, or do something that they are not supposed to do. It also can lead to accidents. We're talking about acts, the people that, the things that people do that cause accidents, right? Right. And then we come to rendering safety devices inoperative. Let's say they say if you work in this workshop, you have to adhere to certain rules and regulations. Maybe you have to take safety gear. Maybe you are working in a workshop where they are doing welding, and then they say you must use those goggles so that to protect your eyes from the welding light, which actually damages the eyes. And so you are rendering safety devices inoperable. So you don't want to use those goggles. And at the end of the day, you'll be injured. Right. And then the other thing is failure to use safety equipment. Failure to use safety equipment, they say you must put on boots if you enter this area. You must put helmets if you are going into a construction site and you don't do that, you end up being injured. Then number 5, 6, failure to secure machinery and equipment. That is now you fail to secure machinery and equipment, and then it can fall on somebody, and then it ends up causing an accident. Right. So those are what we call unsafe acts. The other last one is arranging items in an unsafe manner. They say stack those boxes there, and you don't stack them in a way that they balance. Then they are likely to fall and they cause accident. So those are what we call unsafe acts, which causes accidents. Right. Let's go now to the unsafe conditions. Unsafe conditions, it's something that has been left neglected just like that, and it will eventually cause an accident if that condition continues to be just like that. Like as long as nobody doesn't mind about it, it becomes a condition. And we've number one, we've got uneven or slippery floors. If a floor is like this, you are likely to slip and fall. All right? Slippery floors, which is now like in the malls, where when they mop in the malls, they put a sign. That sign has got a triangular sign, and it's written wet floor. If you run on top of there, it's still wet. You can trip, and then you can break your ankle and fall down. That is number one, and even more slippery floors. Number two, poorly lit up areas, which is dark areas. You can't see properly. You are likely to bump into stuff, and you can also cause an accident. Right. Then number three, unsafe construction. If the construction of a building is not intact enough, maybe they didn't put the required amount of cement, it's likely to fall when it rains. So we call that unsafe construction, and then the bricks can actually fall into your head. That's why most of the people working in construction sites are actually using helmets to protect themselves against such. Right. Then number 4, unsafe storage of hazardous substances. I used to stay on a farm with my uncle. He had a tractor, a truck, and a small truck, and a big one, right? Farm implements. So what he did, he doesn't go to the garage. It's far. The town is far from the farms. So whenever he goes to town, maybe after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, he carries in his truck drums where he's gonna put fuel. Then there's a room at the farm where he used to reserve for storage of diesel and petrol, gasoline for the farm equipment like tractors, buckets, and so on. And he put a big no smoking sign near that room. Even if he see you going there holding a cigarette, he will spank you like hell. Why? Because it was an unsafe storage of hazardous substances, which would cause an accident in the long run. Right. Then we've got now unsafe arrangement of material and equipment. If you don't arrange material and equipment and it stays like that, it can eventually fall. And when it falls, if somebody is nearby, it can injure that person. Right. That is now unsafe arrangement of materials and equipment. Then we've got also, what is the other last one? Unsafe storage of hazardous substances, unsafe construction, overcrowding. In a room, everything is packed just randomly. They are likely to fall. Those are what we call the unsafe conditions. We've got uneven or slippery floors, poorly lit up areas, unsafe storage of hazardous substances, unsafe construction, right? And then which is the fifth one? It's unsafe construction and unsafe storage of hazardous substances, right? Lack of guards. Guards are those ropes that they use to tie stuff on a truck so that they won't fall. It's also in unsafe conditions. And then the sixth one is committing unsafe acts. It becomes an unsafe condition as well as creating unsafe conditions. It also becomes an unsafe condition. Right. If you see people in the workplace committing unsafe acts, who do you report to? You report those people committing unsafe acts, and if you see an unsafe condition, you also report it to your supervisor. The security is the one who will take it further so that something can be done about it before an accident can happen. So you go and make an entry in the OB book. After making an entry, you verbally inform your supervisor. Even when you come to sign the OB book, then you must see also there's an entry there which says such in such department they are committing unsafe acts or there's an unsafe condition there. That's it. So as long as we don't commit unsafe acts and we report unsafe conditions, there will never be any accidents in the workplace. This module ends here. It's not very long. Your questioning now. Question 1 says, define accident. It is an undesirable event often caused by unsafe acts and unsafe conditions which result in injury to personnel or damage to property. Question 2, list 5 basic causes of accidents. Number 1, lack of knowledge. 2, physical or mental defect. 3, improper attitude. 4, inadequate work standard. 5, unsafe conditions. Question 3, list 5 unsafe acts. Working at unsafe speed. 2, working at without authority. 3, failure to secure equipment and machinery. 4, fooling and teasing, right? 5, it's failure to use safety equipment. There are more than 5, but you just put those 5. Then question 4, list 5 unsafe conditions. 1, unsafe construction. 2, unsafe storage of hazardous substances. 3, lack of guards. 4, uneven or slippery floors. 5, overcrowding. 6, poorly lit up areas. That is all about this module of today, grade D, module 5. which is called occupational safety. We can all avoid accidents in the workplace if we report them at an early stage before an accident happens. We can also avoid accidents in the workplace if we report any unsafe condition that we see. Thank you very much. I'm coming with module 6 tomorrow, which is called pocket books and occurrence books. Enjoy your day. God bless you. Thank you very much.